Okay, so lastly, I'm coming to talk about, life as a messenger of God. Well, not really life as a messenger of God, but like how people will try to harm someone not knowing that they're a messenger of God. So, not knowing that God sent me here. People have tried to harm me, hurt me, have succeeded, but, you know, they haven't killed me, okay? They haven't destroyed my soul. And I just been reflecting on this because even as I've been reading the story behind the children of Israel, how Moses led them out of Egypt through the wilderness, um, on to before the promised land that Joshua took over. God had knew he had a specific calling on Moses' life to be a leader of the Israelites, to be his prophet, his messenger, to talk with him directly. Now, I'm not saying I'm Moses, okay? But what I am saying is there's some things that are alike between me and what I've been reading about Moses. God be speaking to me, he speaks to me directly. He's put a calling on my life to be a leader for the children of Israelites, not like, or the children of Israel, the Israelites, now, not like Moses, but it's similar. I don't think it's as powerful, but I have a little bit of power, and God be showing me it. And so when people like Moses' own sister and brother was trying to diss him and talk about him behind his back, trying to get him, they was hating because God had chose Moses to be the messenger, the leader, the prophet, and all that, gave him this high position, and they didn't get it, even though God was speaking to them too. And of course, God hear everything, see everything, and so he punished the sister and gave her leprosy, that skin disease from back in the Bible times. And even the brother got in trouble. He was killing people for trying to come up against Moses because there were other Israelites who was fed up with his leadership and tried to, get him off the throne, take him out. God wiped him out. And so I'm saying that to say that I recall, times in my life where there's been people, men specifically, that have harmed me. Um, when I was 12, 13, when I was 13 years old, I was raped by my best friend at the time, her boyfriend. And it happened repeatedly from around ages 13 to 15, and I think I've said this in my past videos. If not, I'm saying it now. I'm, past it. I've healed. I've grown in Christ. I've grown in God. These things can't break me down like they used to. But I'm saying it to say that, yeah, I know I've said this in previous videos before because I remember talking about it. But anyway, um, I said to say that now the guy is in prison for life. He's probably not getting out, and he has HIV. And so I'm just like, when I found that out, I was like, well, it didn't dawn on me that that was probably vengeance from God on my behalf, because I say that to say I used to hear HIV in my head a lot. Um, and it used to scare me because I'd be like, why am I thinking of HIV? Why? I used to think that I was thinking of these things. Now I know that I'm not thinking of them, I'm hearing them. Um, or they come to my mind because God puts them in my mind, or I pick up other people. I can't really explain the stuff yet, you guys, so y'all gotta bear with me. But as I'm on my spiritual walk and am coming into my spiritual gifts, I want to put it out there for other people to know that they're not going crazy, because there is more chosen ones, children of Israel, coming up now. We are realizing who we are. and what gifts we have. And so I will always hear HIV. And the only body that I know that had it, because I don't and never did, um, was my father's, quote unquote, father's son. Um, and now that I think about everything that's happening and, the secrets and lies in my family and being separated from them, um, not to put too much of the family business out there, but it's like, you know, he's had it. First, I thought I've heard from a fella that it was like for a very long time. Then I heard it was like for the past 10 years. I don't know what to believe, but I think it's really recent. And I don't know him at all. I never met him or anything like that unless I was younger and can't remember. But as an adult, as a teenager, I didn't meet him. But I just knew, that he was sick. And then another family member on my father's side had it and passed away. But the son didn't pass away. And so what I know now, what I'm thinking is, have they been after me too? Have they tried to harm me, his sister, his son? Because I know, they have this little plot. I talk about it frequently, where they're doing things to me behind my back. I don't know if they're mad because I took on this spiritual journey and left them behind, or I guess they feel like I turned my back on them. I don't know if it's really about this money, which I think it is. From what I hear, from the dreams that I have, and from what God puts into me, and He shows me these videos of the women He want me to watch, plus what I get from the Bible and the journey of the Israelites and how family had betrayed them. I believe it. I believe my family betrayed me behind my back. Could still be. And I wonder if they got HIV because of their betrayal towards me, just like the guy, the rapist, has HIV now, and he's gonna die in prison. Um, Another thing that I can remember is way back when I was a teenager, and I was seeing this guy, whatever, just hollering at him, talking back then, kicking it, linking up, however you want to put it, and me and my sister went over to his house and we were all just chilling, whatever. And he had a cousin who I wasn't getting along with. And I think I was, talking mad, about him. And he was talking about me. And I got all like, or he got all like up in my face, and I wasn't backing down, because I had mouth. Okay, I'm very sassy, and I'm going to defend myself. You're not finna just talk to me crazy. So we're going at it, and he hit me. He punched me like in my head, like in my forehead, and it was a swollen knot. And my sister jumped in and we started fighting him back, and then we left. But I say that to say, literally, years later, around 2015, when I was working as an outreach, doing outreach for this company I was working with, I ran into one of the guys that whose house it was that we were over with. He had told me that dude ended up dying, and I can't remember what he died from. Was it I don't know if he got shot or if it was a health problem. I can't remember, but I just remember thinking like, whoa, wow, that's crazy. What, that he died. Not that, I kept in contact with them or anything like that, but it was just crazy to hear that somebody you got into it with or whatever a few years before, um, is dead, or maybe even like 10 years before, because I was a teenager by the time I was at the job. It was like 2015. I was grown in my 20s. So it was like, whoa. But now I'm thinking, like, did he die because of what he did to me, the attack he had on me? It's just crazy. Now I feel like people that are attacking me behind my back and things like this suffer some type of consequences. Like, if it's not death, it's some bad illness or some bad stuff happens to them. And it's not me wishing it on them. This is literally the things that happened with Moses in the Bible, when God was hearing people talk about him, his own family talking about him, trying to take him out his spot, out of the position that God put him in. Or even trying to just talk like he was nobody. And these people are doing that to me. And I find out things about them. Somebody they love dies. Oh my God, that's all in my family. There's so many people that's dead, and it's like, whoa, what's going on that y'all people die? Spouses are dying, loved ones are dying. It, and I think it's because of what they do to me behind my back when God has chose me for this and chose me to be in this position. And I don't know, people don't want me to be, people don't understand, people think that I shouldn't be because of my past or how I used to be. I don't really know, but I know it's family members, I know it's former friends, I know it's people just out here in the world come across these videos and they don't like, me, or they don't like the way I look, or they don't like how I'm talking or what I'm saying or how I'm being, appointed by God to speak his word, even though I didn't go to like um Bible school or whatever. It's just God helping me understand the Bible so that I can teach people. And if people don't like that, they got to take it up with God, and things start happening to you for you talking about me or trying to hurt me or harm me. My kid's father was physically abusive. His mother was physically abusive to me. And so I know that they're suffering because of what they've done to me. And yes, I've been abusive back, but that's only self defense because I've been hit. When I'm hit first, attacked first, of course I'm going to defend myself. But I'm not an abusive person. I don't go around abusing people. I barely even fight. I don't fight. I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover. I don't. Only time I had to fight was, with family and with this ex. So it's like all the people that come up against me, bad things happen to them. They don't end well. They don't end up good if they don't die. So it's like a warning to like leave me alone because I'm similar to Moses. I can't even stress it enough. I'm similar to him because I have been called by God to lead the Israelites and to teach, preach, and heal, and to wake us up onto this journey of who we are. And if people come against me, just how they were, whether it's family or whether it's fellow Israelites, it didn't end well for them coming up against the one that God chooses to do his work. So again, I'm just saying, just thinking about all this stuff, the people that have attacked me, talked about me, um, tried to get me off of what God told me to do. If y'all not already being dealt with, you're going to be dealt with. So you should just stop. Like, consider this a warning. Read the Bible. It's in there. If you don't want to come, I'm not trying to be compared to Moses. I'm not saying that I'm that great. I'm just saying it's similar because God has sent me to do a job for him, just how he picked Moses to do a job and the other prophets to do a job. And there were prophetess too in the Bible that God talks about to do a job for him, to speak for him, to lead people, to be just standing in his love and light. These are all gifts. To have faith, to discern spirits. If God is calling us to do things, you can't stop us from doing that, or it's not going to end well for you. And that's coming from God. He gonna put a hurting on you for trying to hurt the ones that he loves, or trying to hurt his children, or trying to take the one out that he sent to do a specific thing. I hope I'm making sense because it's really common sense. Leave people alone. You don't know what God has them here for. You don't know what God is using them for. And if you try to interfere with God's plans, you already know what's going to happen. He not finna let his plans stop because you feel some type of way. Um, I'm just saying, I used to hear HIV a lot in my head. I don't hear it now, like recently, but sometimes I do. And I think it is the people that are attached to me, some people in Chicago that did me wrong, did dirt behind me, the ex guy. that I was talking to in Chicago. I hear, I feel things about him. I think that he's on the down low. I think that he sleeps with men and women, and he was trying to sleep with me. I did not sleep with him, but we did get intimate, and I didn't know that. But now it makes sense because one day I was sitting there in the car with him, and this guy came by real close to my window looking in with an attitude, and you could look at him and tell that he was a gay man, a gay black dude, and it was just real weird, and I didn't think nothing of it. Fast forward to now I'm knowing, hearing things, seeing things, like in my dreams and stuff, that tells me that this man was on the down low, and he might even have HIV, for what he's done to me behind my back. God knows. I don't know all the details, but God knows. And so take it as a warning when you mess with God's chosen ones, his prophets, his prophetess, his children. You're gonna be dealt with. If you don't lose your life, you're gonna have a hard life. And I don't mean hard like learning lessons like he do with me, trying to get my work situation out and growing, stuff like that. You have obstacles. No, I mean hardcore life where you sick, your people are dying, you are in poverty, homelessness, you are drugs, all of it. He will place the hurting on you, sickness, in the hospital, death. He will, for the way that you treat his people. So I would advise not to do it. What else? I think that's it. I was going to talk about my dreams, but it's tough. I keep having a reoccurring dream, and it's tough to put it out here. I don't know. It's about a family member and her boyfriend. I don't know if I go to the family member or if I put it out here. I don't really speak with my family like that no more. I'm more so on my spiritual path, and they are not. So it's kind of like we went our separate ways. But I keep having the same recurring dream, and I know it's like a message for her, but it's hard to speak on it because it gets so personal. But what I will say is just, watch these men that we have. We gotta watch them, especially around our kids. You don't know who's cheating. You don't know who's on the down low. You don't know who's messing with kids and being abusive, whether that's physically or sexually. You don't know what be going on behind your back. Stay prayed up and just watch people, analyze people, fast if you have to. Know the people that you surround your children with. That's all I'll say, because people are not loyal, especially in Minnesota. They're so fake here. It's so ridiculous how fake people are. So that's all I'm gonna say. And no, that's not all I'm gonna say. For these people that are harassing me, you subscribe to my channel, you're calling my phone, you're just watching me. Please stop. I don't have nothing to do with my ex or his side of the family, and I don't want nothing to do with you guys. Leave me alone. Please unsubscribe from my channel. You don't need to watch me. You don't need to keep up with me. I know you're not watching because you need help with the Bible. You're watching to keep tabs on me. I don't know for who. I don't care for who. Probably my family. I don't care. I separated myself from everyone, and I wish you guys would just leave me be. Do not call my phone. Unsubscribe to my channel. Leave my kids alone. Just let us be. That's all I could say. Harassing me, it's not going to get you nowhere. But again, if you are talking negative about me, any harming you trying to do to me, harassing me, it's not going to end well for you guys. I keep telling you, God got me on a specific path here for a specific reason, whether anybody likes it or not. And I have to do what He's called me to do. So if that means separating from you guys, you can't get mad at me. Take it up with God. And He don't even want to hear it. He's turning His backs on y'all because y'all wicked. You're wicked. This is why I have to separate, because I am not, my kids are not, and you guys and your kids are. It's just flat out bottom line how it is. Do something about it. Running to me is not going to help. You got to run to God. Don't watch me every day. Watch God every day. Watch what He wants you to do. Pray to Him. Leave me alone. Leave my kids alone. Let us be. That's all I can say, because again, it's not going to end well for you guys if you keep on doing what you're doing to try to hurt and harm me and mine. So, all right, that's all I want to say.